have a look at this, even though I haven't even seen it. This is what Elon Musk has responded to. Let's just play it and see what it is.
Oh, I live in the borough right next to Hillingdon.
Yep.
And I moved into my house in 2019. My local shop, there's been 3 stabbings, 1 murder since then.
Wow.
My friend was murdered last year up on the high street. Girl I know was murdered in Southall Park. The government are failing us. I'm so scared for my children. I have a 22-year-old son, and I'm begging him to move out of the country.
Oh my goodness, I feel for you.
What are these politicians doing to us? They're putting our children in so much danger. They're putting everyone in danger, and they're not doing nothing to help us.
And that's the thing. A lot of us feel. How many is too many?
They're pushing us to do something that we don't want to do. We are peaceful people. British people never vote against their government.
Yeah.
They're going to push us through it because they're not listening to us. Our friends, our family are dying. I had a cousin murdered 20 years ago who was stabbed to death, and nothing has changed, Julia.
I'm so sorry, Sarah. I'm sure I speak for everyone listening and watching right now. My heart goes out to you, and that's the reality.
I don't leave the house without a man.
You're that worried.
Well, everyone I know is getting stabbed. They're getting raped in parks. This is where I live, not where the politicians live.
Do you think that's part of the issue, that they don't live in the real world?
Keir Starmer, if you're listening to this, please do something. I'm petrified. I've never broken the law in my life. I've been a law-abiding citizen. I've been a civil servant. Please do something. It's us that are dying on the streets. You talk about being racist. We're not racist. My sister's mixed race. Yeah. I was a white child brought up in a mixed race family. Nothing to do with race.
Exactly.
To do with our safety.
Sarah, I mean, 100%. We agree with you every single word, and I'm so sorry. I'm sending you a big hug over the ether, and I'm sure everyone else is.
Wow, I mean that is where we are. What can you say? That's the person that the government hates. Our regime, our entire system hates that person because they're a law-abiding former civil servant who just doesn't want to be stabbed. But they're like, no, all your friends have to be stabbed. Your family has to be, your children have to be raped in parks. This is what and why. It's not clear. It could be stopped. They're not even attempting to stop it. The boats could go back. It's not that hard, as Dominic Cummings always says. There's stuff you can do about this, but they won't even try. They don't care, as she says. They despise the British people. The system is set against us. And it's just that person is the person they hate so much as the ordinary British person. The system is rigged against that person, and whether the individual MP feels this way, this is what the system is. It's set against us. I sometimes say someone should switch it back. It's been switched to evil. Someone needs to get in the control room and switch it back because the system is now designed to stab and murder and rape a certain number. We've had thousands of girls raped on an industrial scale and tortured. Yet we've still got Wes Streeting saying we're a successful, multicultural, multi-faith society. That is sick.
And the only reason Wes Streeting is saying that is because his seat's at risk.
Right.
At risk of
reverse incentives, because we brought these people in. Now they're sectarian.
I mean, the case in point, right? Okay, let's. It's incredible that Wes Streeting would say that, and he'll convince himself. I'm sure, he probably doesn't even realise that he's lying to himself. But I know it's off topic slightly, but you've only got to look last week at what Jess Phillips did as safeguarding minister. She protected herself over the protection of the very people she is employed and paid incredibly well to protect. And that's because that's all they care about. When it comes down to it, human nature kicks in. It doesn't matter what political persuasion they are. They become these narcissistic, self-preserving, wicked people that can look at all these things, see it in even more detail than you and I have seen through the transcripts, and still stand up in Parliament and defend themselves. You know,
Yeah.
I don't understand. And the victims are coming out, the survivors are coming out in that particular case and saying she's part of
Yeah.
the problem. She has to go.
Well,
Now,
let's actually
it's only a matter of time before you can see someone like the Home Secretary doing the same thing. Now, she's acting very tough at the moment, but where's the Home Secretary on this? Why isn't the Home Secretary talking about this? I mean, Wayne was was he a dustbin man?
Yeah.
Or a cleaner or something?
Bin man, I believe. Yeah.
Bin man, yeah. So he was someone who's worked within the community for years. You know, much like this lady at the lower end of the wealth demographic, shall we say, that are basically subjected to the very worst byproducts of the ridiculous policies that government after government have made. These are the people that are suffering. Not one person who's made the policy is suffering. These are the people right at the bottom end of our society that are suffering. And they're seen quite clearly as collateral damage.
Yeah.
And I don't know how somebody, well, clearly of the intelligence of someone like Wes Streeting and Jess Phillips. Now, there'll be people like, oh, these aren't intelligent people, but they are intelligent people. They haven't got there by accident. They are intelligent enough to understand evil. That's what we're talking about here. This is about children. You know, they're not children. They do understand the difference between good and evil, and it's very clear where evil lies. If you are in any way saying, "Oh, evil's nuanced," and we need to support certain aspects of evil because we need to be culturally diverse, then you yourself are evil.
Absolutely. And yes, Wayne was described as a well-respected bin man, and he didn't deserve to be stabbed by this Afghan migrant. The Home Office confirmed the suspect entered the UK in a lorry in November 2020, was granted asylum and leave to remain in 2022. Why? And does not live in Home Office accommodation. So, by the way, although this guy was someone who came over on a lorry, he was still an Afghan national. Weren't we told recently that letting in thousands of these people was the moral thing to do because a few of them may have helped our armed forces? Okay, let those ones in, but we let in thousands. We don't know how many because it was covered up. And people like Ben Wallace and Grant Shapps stood up and said they were proud of it and they'd do it again. I mean, what? This guy came on a lorry rather than via that scheme, but I mean, do we really want Afghan nationals in our country by the thousands when this is the kind of thing that they do because they're from very different cultures? I mean, it's just insane.